If Tottenham are to avoid relegation this season, then they need to revisit the drawing board and look back at one of the things they've done in the last 10 to 12 years that has worked for them. And to me, I feel it is the appointment of Mauricio Pochettino in 2014. Yes, we can all remember then they signed this guy from Southampton. When Pochettino came to England, he was hired by Southampton to replace Nigel Atkins, and who, as at that time, was very, very loved by every Southampton fans. Yes, because he secured back-to-back promotion for them from League One to Championship, Championship to the Premier League. But somehow, towards the half of the season in that 2012-2013 season, they were struggling, and I think they were just 3 points off the relegation zone. Then the owner had to make a decision and sack him, then bring in Pochettino to replace him. Yes, Mauricio Pochettino came into Southampton. They had a very, very amazing and talented squad of players. Yeah, from Burrow, the keeper, to Lovren, Font, Nathaniel Klein, Luke Shaw, Victor Wanyama, Morgan Schneiderlin, Adam Lallana, Jay Rodriguez, Ricky Lambert. Yes, so they have amazing players in that team, and he was able to play very, very good football, and they were able to finish 13th in that season. But in his first full season in charge of Southampton, he was able to give them their best league place finish. Yes, they finished eighth that season, which was very, very amazing for a club like Southampton. Then Tottenham came calling in 2014. They hired him, and they were playing a very, very good brand of football. Yeah, and they also had an amazing core of players during that period. Also, Dele Ali, Eriksen, Son, a lot of players to be Alderweireld. Yes, Vertonghen, Loris, Trippier, like Danny Rose. Like they had a very, very good team, and they almost like had this balance and some sort of stability with their managerial appointments and the players they are bringing in. Yes, and almost every season you can say that, okay, yeah, Spurs are going to be fighting for a top four place and everything. And there was even the season that they kind of like, in their own little capacity, challenge for the title. So it really, really worked out for them. And even we can remember the 2018-19 season, they got to the final of the Champions League. It was an amazing run for them. They even beat that Ajax squad of that 18-19 season under Ten. So it is very, very good for them, and it kind of like gave them a base before he was eventually fired in 2019. Yes, 2019. And since then, they've hired a lot of managers: Mourinho, Conte, Andy Postecoglou, Thomas Frank, and now you can see got to know they've not really had that balance ever since Mauricio Pochettino left. So I feel they should go back to getting a manager in the same mode as Mauricio Pochettino when they hired him as a then. So one person I would recommend is Anthony Raiola. We can all see that this man has been doing amazingly well for Bournemouth since signing for them in 2023. Yes, and I think his first season they finished 13. He's playing a very, very good football. Yes, and I think their style of play or philosophy is somehow similar in terms of this whole iOS youth kind of like style. Yes, that's intensity, organization, and the speed while trying to incorporate the youth into the system and everything. So it's actually a very, very good one. Anthony Raiola has shown it that even without key players, he's able to like grind out results, and we can all see it. The 2023-2024 season, they finished 13 and they lost Dominic Solanke to Tottenham Hotspur that summer. Yes, and the 2024-25 season, they finished ninth in the Premier League table. Yes, and last summer they lost about five key players. They lost Philip Billing, they lost Kepa, they lost Milos Kekes, they lost Denausen, they lost this defender that went to PSG, Zabani, yes. So you can see, and they were still able to like grind out a very, very good result for them this season. Although they have had more of draws and everything, but they are very, very hard to beat, and they play a very, very good attacking football. Yes, and you can see this January they lost another key man in Antoine Semenyo, who joined Manchester City, and they are still grinding out results. So that should tell you that this man, if he's given a better squad, I believe he can do something better than what he's currently doing. Yes. So to me, I feel that Hotspur should appoint Anthony Raiola as their next manager. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.